Hey guys, we're super excited to be here at the LA Fit Expo. It's our third year in a row. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be launching the Tasty Pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs. And we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Tuesday, May 18th, 2021. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. You know how people like to romanticize their first boyfriend or girlfriend, and how deep down in their heart they still have a crush on that person years later? Well, bodybuilders are like that too. Only instead of romanticizing boyfriends or girlfriends, they do it with shows and placings. So when I see someone like Patrick Moore starting to get himself in shape and hitting a few shots for the camera, I can't help but wonder if he's looking at the Cal Pro like a nostalgic old girlfriend that he wants to go back and revisit. A lot's changed since he had his first pro win there 2 years ago. Back then he wasn't this big or this shredded or had that cool new haircut that he's been sporting for the last few months. And even though he's been pretty tight-lipped about what his plans are this year, when I frame it all out like this, reuniting with an old flame starts to seem more and more like a real possibility. Back in the day, I used to swear that good training partners were worth their weight in gold. But I never had a training partner like Shawn Rhoden, because that's a lot of weight and a lot of gold. And I guess in that sense, it makes Stan DeLongu a pretty rich man, doesn't it? Since Shawn moved back to Vegas a few weeks ago, it's been like old times for these two again. Only now they're at the Dragon's Lair, not Gold's Venice, which almost makes this whole thing feel like it's even cooler. When these two were training together almost all the time a few years ago, they both made it to the Olympia. But even if that doesn't end up being the case again this year, there definitely seems to be a force multiplier effect when these two are together. And if Stan ends up kicking butt when he makes his open debut, I don't think it'll surprise anyone, because there aren't too many people in the industry who have someone the caliber of Shawn Rhoden pushing them in the gym every day. I read a comment the other day on one of our Instagram posts or YouTube videos that said, you gotta be to something to do something. And if I'm being honest, I have no idea what the heck that means, and maybe I'm too old to get it. But I do know this, when Sergio Oliva steps on a scale, he's to something. And at the Chicago Pro, I know that he's trying to do something. Sergio's looking great in a few clips I've seen since he made the announcement. And as far as I can tell, he doesn't look like he's dealing with any residual stuff from the nerve issue he had a few months ago. When Sergio's healthy and he's in shape, he's one of the most entertaining athletes in the industry. So if he really nails it in Chicago, I think the combination of his energy and his performance will bring a lot of excitement to everyone in the building. Even though I've never lived in Texas, I've been there enough to know that it's big and it's hot, and it's not a place for soft people. And it's also not a place you want to be 13 weeks out if you aren't ready to go toe-to-toe with Logan Franklin. According to reports, Logan has his sights set on the Texas Pro as the spot where he wants to make his season debut, which still gives him plenty of time to work on a few things before he has to tighten up the reins. For the most part, I think making the move up to the Classic Physique division last year couldn't have gone any better. So now that he's had even more time to add some muscle and figure out his plan of attack, I think the expectations is for him to make some pretty big strides on his second time around. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.